Welcome, welcome. Mhm, mhm. Yes, let yourself arrive and mm, just allowing a little space for anybody else that may be arriving and mm, allowing for any adjustments, anything that can help you feel comfortable, your body comfortable, that, that you are welcome here. Mhm. Yeah, and so today's meditation will be focused on love and compassion as our world is, goes through waves of violence, of difficulty, and polarization, especially polarization, where we seem to have such a difficult time being able to feel love and compassion towards each other. Um, just how essential it is to bring awareness so that we can slow down and at least pause the movements that create those cycles of further polarization. Um, and yes, and so, well, that's why part of what's inspiring today, um, and to welcome you all just to be in this space, to help your body feel welcome, help you feel welcome here just as you are. Yeah. So we'll begin with a little um, teaching on compassion and love, and with a little bit of poetry to also help inspire. And then we will go into the meditation. And so just allow whatever feels good to you to receive a few, or just a little bit of words on these themes, just to begin as an introduction to the meditation. Hmm. And so, first, to remember love, to remember love in your life, moments in which you were loved. They may be moments that are near, that feel near, or that feel far away. Love comes in many forms. First, to acknowledge that love is both a state of doing when one can love, and love also is a state of being. Yeah. It's something that can be present even while we're not seemingly doing anything. Yeah. And so here, love, yeah, in a way, is a resonance, like an alchemical resonance that comes into being, yeah, when the combination of the action that I take or the action that somebody takes results in the other or in myself if I'm receiving, it results in positive impact. Yeah. It results in a support or a feeling, a nurturance towards health. Yeah. A nurturance towards the freedom of being you. And so it may be a sense of respect. Yeah. It may be a sense of being known, truly known. It could be that fears that you were holding, suddenly there's a relief. Ah, I am not afraid anymore. Thank you. And so, actions that we can help people feel or help ourselves feel safe. Yeah. Oh, it's like as a result of this, being here, I feel safer. And that safety can be at a physical level, it can be at an emotional level, it can be at a mental level, and can be at a spiritual level. Yeah, or dimension. And so, moments in our lives, and this is simply to bring a little potential user friendly literacy, in which love was something that you experienced. Yeah. It may be a moment in which you were loved, you received, you were given something, you were given some company. Somebody was there for you. Yeah. Somebody is there for you, and you feel that presence, and that helps you feel safer. Yeah. Helps you feel more respected. And there, in the combination, whether I'm taking the action and then it's landing in that positive, yeah, way, in that alchemy, then a little glow, a little resonance, yeah, of love can start to emanate and to be. And there it can become more apparent when it is that we are experiencing the state, the beingness of love. Compassion. Compassion. The natural presence that comes when we let ourselves accept suffering. Yeah. So we may be able to see in our lives, we have memories of times when we were loved. Maybe a particular memory of which, yes, somebody did something I did feel. Yeah. You may be able to sense, oh, in this life, even we can get really basic and sense that the ground that is holding us right now, that is stable enough for us to confidently sit, is helping me feel safe. Yeah, there's all kinds of things. The air that I'm breathing is very friendly to my body. I'm not having to make sure that I'm breathing in specific places in the world and make sure that I'm, you know, making sure that I'm not breathing something. Yeah, of course. We can have allergies. All these places can be difficult for some, but that there's a lot that is here, the architecture of our being, yeah, that is here for us to be able to be here. And there you can maybe able to feel the love. Then compassion, yeah, when there can be enough present that I can accept and let myself feel and acknowledge when you may be suffering. And especially that I let myself feel. Yeah, that I can see it because there's a way in which we could see it and we could analyze it and try to get data about it. But just seeing and accepting that it is there mentally may not open the sense of compassion. Yeah. But what happens if you imagine, yeah, especially somebody that it can be useful to see little ones, yeah, people who are suffering who are little ones compared to us that may be suffering, yeah, the children that suffer. And that the moment that I let myself feel, and that I can feel, because often there can be numbness and there can be a sense, yeah, it may take more data, so to speak, of being able to feel and see the suffering in order for my heart to break. So much of culture, yeah, that there are stories that are it's so common, sadly, as if heartbreak was something that we should avoid at all costs. Yeah. And of course, in the moment, it can be very scary. But I encourage the curiosity to be simply open. If I allow for my heart to break for something that I may have lived, and to feel the cry. Yeah. Because it's not just to let it in a way, because we can then stay, but then to feel like a howl, yeah, of a wolf, a longing, a howl that's like a longing, a cry that, that longs in relation to suffering. and how compassion in this way accepts and makes space to make it possible to love parts of life that we were not open, did not know how, may have been closed to loving. How much compassion we have needed in the moments in which we have been going through the hardest time. Yeah. And how much those who are even inflicting suffering in our world need love and compassion. That it is the extremity, the extreme distance when we're so far away that the only way that feels accessible to be able to bring some relief is to harm ourselves or to harm someone else. Yeah. The relief that comes from vomiting, from the intensity that can be there, yeah. where, where violence is a form of contact, is a kind of reaching out. Yeah. Whether it's inward or outward. If we slow it down enough, if we slow it down enough, compassion to feel and to accept. Yeah. And so this piece of accepting even the most difficult parts is essential here. If we aim to be able to wake up compassion, we need what we cannot accept. And if it's too difficult to accept, I'm not recommending to force yourself in any way. Yeah. Open the channel of compassion with something that feels accessible. Yeah. Someone for whom, that for you, that it's easy enough. Yeah. To just let yourself be compassionate. And it may be um, children or those whom maybe we sense, there's more innocence. Mm, yeah. Now, this, the more that we're able to bring this medicine into ourselves, the more we're able to receive, the more we're able to give. Yeah. And sometimes giving opens the way to receiving also, that I see it possible out there, and then, yeah, but how essential it is to keep nurturing, keep nurturing. Hmm. All right, I'm going to now move to the poems. And so allow yourself to go, if you're going to shift your body position, there are going to be a couple of poems. Yeah. One or both on compassion and love. So just allowing a little bit of landing. Nurturance. permission to be here and to allow the words of the poetry to simply shower, bathe, and to let anything go. To let anything go that does not land, to not try to force anything. And so for the first poem that we have here, a poem by the name of Kindness by Naomi Shihab Nye. Simply allowing yourself to settle and be you exactly as you are. Before you know what kindness really is, you must lose things. Feel the future dissolve in a moment, like salt in a weakened broth. What you held in your hand, what you counted and carefully saved, all this must go, so you know how desolate the landscape can be between the regions of kindness. How you ride and ride, thinking the bus will never stop. The passengers eating maize and chicken will stare out the window forever. Before you learn the tender gravity of kindness, you must travel where the Indian in the white poncho lies dead by the side of the road. You must see how this could be you. How he too was someone who journeyed through the night with plans and the simple breath that kept him alive. Before you know kindness as the deepest thing inside, you must know sorrow as the other deepest thing. You must wake up with sorrow. You must speak to it till your voice catches the thread of all sorrows. And you see the size of the cloth. Then it is only kindness that makes sense anymore. Only kindness that ties your shoes and sends you out into the day to gaze at bread. Only kindness that raises its head from the crowd of the world to say, "It is I you have been looking for," and then goes with you everywhere like a shadow or a friend. The second poem, The Guest House by Rumi. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. Gently, allowing for the tenderness, allowing for existence just as it is. Allowing the bell to invite us more and more into the present moment. Allowing for the sense of the ground that holds you, the ground that is all of life that supports you to being alive. Gently allowing for that sense of being held at your seat or on your back, allowing more of you to relax, to become supple, and not have to do anything right now. Then bringing the attention to the chest, the center of the chest, and the breath. the gentle sway, the gentle rocking sway of the chest, however small, an intimacy with the sense there in the chest, accepting whatever is there. And now turning the attention to a moment of love, allowing a memory, however recent or long ago, of love where you were loved, and if no memory comes, you can allow a sense of a light that comes to visit you, that's made of love. With a sense of care, allowing the breathing, the inhale and the exhale, to gently sway this remembering of love. Every inhale and exhale, the way that you are cared for, held, supported, listened to, gifted. Those that came before you that also opened the way for you. Simply breathing at your own pace, allowing the feeling of love. Gentle, quiet sparks of light coming alive. I am loved. I receive love. Allowing the flow of the breath to massage the sense of love, welcoming a little more, and that support that is here can help the accepting of anything else that is here. Welcome in the heart. Welcome from the heart. And at your own pace, you may also choose to include the sense of compassion alongside the awareness of love. There is also the breath and the presence that accepts suffering, the suffering you have experienced, the suffering that others experience. Finding wherever the aliveness is there of that sense of compassion, either that you may be seeing yourself there, or someone else that you choose to be in greater compassion with. Simply allowing for the tears, allowing for the tears, for the river of compassion that we feel but a thread in a cloth that we are all a part of. And as you settle with the focus of whomever this is, whether it's yourself or someone else, that you may begin to allow a sense of love from that glow, from that sparkle of the memory of love, to fill you when you inhale, and compassion to flow, for the river of compassion to flow a little bit more with every exhale. You may take conscious guiding of your breath to make them a little bit deeper, and simply love as I inhale. I love, or I am loved. I love, and compassion as a bowing, as a letting go, accepting of the suffering, and love. And you may find that it's a cycle or a few cycles of breath that are love, and then a few that are compassion. This is flexible, and simply love. I breathe. And compassion. The tears, the breaking of the heart that includes that it's safe to cry, for the heart to cry. Love. That gives us the strength and compassion that opens us in its own strength. And the words, I love, the I simply being the intimacy of love happening. I love. I might be receiving love, or I might be loving. And compassion as a prayer to love and compassion. Allowing more life into and from the heart. intimacy with the feeling that is now. gently, allowing for the quality of your breath with the sense of love, compassion, and anything else that may be here. To take a few deeper breaths, to include the beautiful intention of love and compassion. And a moment to simply share what has been fostered here out into existence. Yeah. The conscious breathing of this love, of this compassion for whomever it may be beneficial, that we can include more and more of life from a place of love and compassion. Sharing love and compassion. And a moment of gratitude to existence for making it possible for love and compassion to exist. A simple bow, maybe even a rejoicing. And allowing the quality of the breath to include space for when you choose to begin to open your eyes and allow the information that is in the light to simply be here. Also included in the ocean of love and compassion. Gently including more and more from this greater presence with intimacy. Mm. If there's anything that you would like to share, a reflection or a question or anything on wherever you may be, you're very welcome to here in support. If anybody who wishes to share, if there's anything. Thank you for coming with love and compassion. Until until next time.